Hello you guys, welcome back to Students Ace Life. I hope you're having an amazing week. As you can see, I am walking right now and it's the Pacific Northwest, so I'm not surprised by this weather. It'll be sunny tomorrow. So I'm walking to the library right now and I thought I would use this time to share with you some wonderful tips on how to be productive. Are you ready to get started? All right. Okay, you guys, I came back from the library and now I'm at the park just walking around, and as I'm walking, I'm just gonna let you know what we're gonna be doing for the rest of this video. We're gonna go over 10 tips, 10 productivity tips that you can implement for conceptual success as well as practical success. So for our first 5 tips, we have 1, to have a growth mindset. Having a growth mindset means that you accept every challenge that comes your way with the mindset that it's an opportunity that you're going to take to better yourself and to expand. Having a growth mindset means that you believe that your talents and abilities and gifts are not fixed, but that can change with hard work, with persistent effort, and with more and more focus and practice. So having a growth mindset just allows you to see your challenges in the light of something bigger, and those are your opportunities. Your second tip is to be clear, to have clarity. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I mean that you must be aware of what you want to achieve in your lifetime. You must be aware of what kind of life you want to lead, what kind of lifestyle you want to live, and how you want to go about doing that on a day-to-day basis. So be clear about your goals, be clear about what you want to do, and be clear about how you're going to go about doing that. Our third tip in the conceptual section is to understand yourself. Understand how you like to go about doing things, how you like to solve problems, how you like to do your work, what time of morning do you like to wake up at, your preferences, like what kind of things you like to do on a day-to-day basis, how you like to tackle your workload. You need to know what your lifestyle is and what your tendencies and natural preferences are, so that you can either capitalize on them or eliminate them if they're not going to serve you. And that's where we come in with our 4th tip. All right, you guys, our 4th tip is to know your strengths and weaknesses. And that means after you have discovered your natural tendencies and the things that you naturally gravitate towards doing, then you have to classify that as either a strength or a weakness. For instance, what I naturally tend to do is that I'm more focused and energetic in the morning, and I tend to get grouchy and cranky in the evenings. And so, because I know that that's my natural tendency, I need to classify that as either a strength or a weakness. Meaning, does that natural tendency make me a stronger or better person because of it? And if it does make me a stronger person, then I need to capitalize on it. And if it makes me a weaker person, or if it makes my goals a bit weaker because of it, then I need to eliminate it. And that's how you can capitalize on your strengths or weaknesses. Now, the last of our conceptual tips is to seek knowledge continually. Now, what does that mean? Seeking knowledge continually means that you are always trying to evolve yourself in your sphere of knowledge. People who are always looking to grow themselves and become better human beings have a higher chance of succeeding at anything they do, because when you are so passionate about something, you want to evolve it, you want to make it better, you want to grow it. And when you have that kind of passion, it drives you every day to work at it better and to work at it harder. And so you must be really passionate about self-growth and self-evolution, because we're evolutionary creatures. And if you don't have that in you, if you don't have that drive in you to become better, to do something better every single day than the previous day, then you're not living your top and peak life. So to be functioning at that peak level, you need to have this in you to grow yourself and to evolve your field of interest.
The first tip in our practical tips section is to develop a routine. Now, why should you develop a routine? Well, there are a few reasons for why you should do that. The first of them being is it makes you really, really consistent with the actions that you do, because you are able to do them on a daily basis, and therefore your growth is going to be consistent and much more evident. And then it makes you really efficient, because it saves off a lot of energy and time that you spent on an action, because you are doing the same action every day. And also that enables you to be mentally stable, because you're not thinking about what you're going to do and planning it every day, because it's already a habit and you do it anyways. So as you can see, this is my routine. This is what I would be doing every day or every morning on a typical day. And it helps me not expend the same amount of energy each time, because I get in a habit of doing it. And that's what routine means. The second of our practical tips is to create a schedule. Creating a schedule keeps you effective, it keeps you efficient with your time, and allows no room for you to procrastinate on your tasks and just go off and do desired activities that are not going to help you and help your goals. Then take this schedule, look at what are the most important things that you need to get done that day, and create a big tasks to-do list, which means you choose and pick the most important tasks that you need to get done that day, so that you don't spend your time and waste it on tasks that are not going to matter and that are not going to really make you effective in any way. So as you can see, I just wrote out a big to-do list of all the big tasks that I need to do. The fourth of our practical tips is to break down big tasks into smaller ones. Now, you are overwhelmed because you are making things way more complicated than they should be. Your goal shouldn't be to write out an essay. Your goal, as you can see in this example, is to create a first outline of the essay. In each day, your goal should be to do just one small task, and at the end of multiple days, you can have many tasks done. The final tip in this segment is to do something you really enjoy before or during your work. Now, this is important because when you are working, you should not be feeling miserable all the time. You should not be forcing yourself to actually do the work. You should do it out of joy and because it's fun. And if things are not fun, then it's not worth your time, because you are a student. You should be enjoying this time of your youth and this time of your life. But if you're feeling miserable, then that's really not a good, effective way to spend your time. So some of the things that I do, as you can see in these examples, include reading, writing, drawing, and as you will see later, dancing too.
Ew, it's so messy. They're not gonna even understand it, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna read right now. Can we just appreciate the nuance of this story? Blackness filled me, spread from my back and my head into my eyes as if my brain had been punctured, spread from my stomach to my legs. I gulped and gulped, swallowing it whole. The wall filled with smoke. I struggled out and stared while the air caught fire. I wanted to go to my parents, touch them, but I couldn't unless I stepped on their blood. The soul leaves the body instantly, as if it can hardly wait to be free. My mother's face was not her own. My father was twisted and fallen. Two shapes in the flesh heap, his hands. I promise I do other things than read and write. I dance too, but I don't want to wake up my parents.